Shanthi, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to our day-to-day life, as ordinary people, we always look for our inner comfort, morning to night, night to morning, in different ways. We're trying to get into that comfort zone. And there is a deeper struggle sometimes inside us to go with the situations, and we resist certain situations to maintain this calmness or the peace or the tranquility state or the happiness in this ordinary life. But mostly, if you look very carefully, it is mainly sensual based, sensor based dissatisfaction. Then what is that calmness mean? What is that joy means? What is that happiness means? To deeper inside you. It mainly depending from something, and also it affect only for your surface level of the life. So that's why when the outside change, it directly affect for you, and in the surface level, that happiness not going to remain for a while. It always up and down, up and down. But the thing is, just dealing with that conventional level of this ordinary satisfaction, you will never get into peace or tranquility state. That's why you need some kind of wisdom or understanding to recognize that whatever the happiness come to you is not belong to you. When something coming from outside, if the main source depending that exists on the outside, from that outside whatever come to you, and as a result of that, if you become happy, comfortable, remember that comfort, you need it, but for the moment you have that comfort, but remember, don't try to settle down with it. Just let it be. Let it happen. If it is not happen, don't look for it. Why? Mainly in the deeper level, especially when it coming from somebody, remember, you have no power over it. So it is better you should not count that happiness as your happiness, that comfort as your comfort. As example, early morning, you heard someone talk very nicely. And then you think, oh, my day is good. Don't take that as a good day. Because the very beginning, you start to depending from somebody. Then how about then tomorrow, if that person in different condition and couldn't talk to you like that nice talks, then what will happen? Then you get worried, disappointed. And how about that person or another person start to talk in a different way, and then you try to resist. So in the basic level, you have to understand there is a life happening to you, and at the same time, there is a life you can make it happen. So when the life happening to you, it's not belong to you, just let it happen. But still there is something you can maintain the life the way should happen. So how you can do that? So it mainly based with your condition of the mind. So in that very condition of the mind, once you recognize and once you decide, and according to that decision, you can maintain your thoughts. So to get into that pattern, so in the beginning, remember, you have to purify your mind and come out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So never have intention or the idea based with the greed. Never have any intention, idea based with the anger, hatred, and the jealousy or the ignorance. If you don't know the reasons, then don't take any decision on that blind spot. So how you can develop the happiness inside you rather than depending from outside? So for that, always you have to remember, there is a power inside you to change things happen the way you want. How? Start to rather than waiting for something and rather than asking something, you start yourself to perform your best. So if you don't wait, remember that inside you, if you don't wait for anything, if you don't have hopes, if you don't have any wishes, you come out of the suffering. The mainly, you don't get hurt. So in Buddhism, we don't wish. Remember that in Buddhism, there is no wishes. We don't have hopes. Having hopes, giving hopes in the Buddha's teaching, it doesn't talk about that. Maybe it is very simple, it make you so good and you feel more comfortable. But look at the real life. How many people giving promise and giving hopes, and in day-to-day life, very matured people, this all the big people, even president to ordinary co-worker. Look, when they get when the very first day, they promise to do things and they're giving hopes. But see what is happening. Nothing happened. So husband, wife, when you get married, you say in front of everybody, oh, I going to take care and so I going to keep happy and I going to treat you this, that. But look what you experience. I no need to tell about that. You are the one who married and you are the one who experienced in that married life. You should know. Huh? So because promise doesn't work. It is like a candy for children. In Buddhism doesn't mean what the Buddhism talk about. Even regarding the Nibbana, you cannot have a hopes regarding Nibbana. You cannot have a wish. You cannot grant a wish for children regarding attain to happiness. It's like a genie appear and then grant a wish. Okay, whatever this is going to happen, boom. No. So what work in Buddhism? Only one thing. And no hopes. Remember that. Be matured. When you are in the spiritual path, that's why I don't want to massage your head. I want you to recognize exactly the truth as it is, because you have the same kind of strength and power like we all. You are not different. So then you have that capacity to understand this. Once you get it, you become independent deeply inside you. That is create the happiness. It release from all the the boundary lines. It releases you from all the tangles. And every day, morning, night, inside you, you can keep that clarity. That is very important. Not dealing with this outside, not when somebody touch your head and say a nice word, you don't think that they're going to be good. No, maybe they're going to do, end of the day, they're going to cut your head. So that's happening. That's everywhere. And people become so nice, and then end of the day, they come with some kind of bigger list, and then you cannot say no. Why? Because morning they was nice to you, and evening now they have another agenda. So that's the very nature of the world. So we cannot change it. But ourselves, remember how you can keep the life going without hopes, without any wishes, without any kind of that nice words. In Buddhism, it has only one. Try it from today. Don't have hopes. Don't have wishes. Don't wait for anything. In Buddhism, it talks only about determination. That is the secret. You determine yourself, have the determination with the effort to get into that, doing it. So early morning, have a determination. This day, I'm going to perform my best and do my best. Have a determination and go with it. Don't have a hopes. Oh, this day should be good for me. Oh, this is auspicious time. This is going to be good for me. That's why in the spiritual practice in Buddhism, when it comes to meditation, you're not dealing with this stars or the auspicious time or like that. You deal with only determination. So the determination becomes stronger or weaker according to the condition of the mind. When you have a very clear mind, with that clarity, if you determine something, it doesn't matter good or bad, it has enormous power. It has power, it kind of like a magnet. It can change around this everything and pull like the gravity towards you when you have determination. With the clear mind. Even if it is for a bad, with the great anger, if you determine something, it's going to happen. So then yourself always, every day, morning, night, whenever situation come, whatever you want to do, don't have hopes. And start to have a determination. So when you have that determination, keep the clarity inside you. Never have any determination because it is very dangerous. Never have any determination related with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And always, if you want to have the determination, if you determine something, always base that determination with the loving kindness, generosity, compassion, wisdom, empathy. So that way, whatever the energy you pull towards you, and it's going to come from that source. It will never come with the greed, hatred, or the jealousy. Why we have to do that? Because we cannot decide the other side of the people. We don't know. People behave in different mindset. And sometimes whatever good for you, maybe it is not good for other person. You recognize something as nice, that another person, maybe it is not the nice thing. And it is not wrong. So that is the very nature of the world. Each and every person has its own way. So don't try to depend on others' words, but yourself. Keep your life with the determination based with the loving kindness, generosity, compassion, and the wisdom. And it's going to happen. Somehow, someday, it's going to come to you. So then yourself, every day, look, rather than hoping, rather than dealing with the wishes, rather than dreaming ourselves. And sometimes why the determination doesn't work? The determination doesn't work. So out of the determination come aspiration. So even you can share your that clarity with others also. So the asseveration mean you make a strong determination, and it has power to even change the nature also. So as example, you practice very good virtue, and with that zeal, virtue, you plant a tree with the determination, this tree, if I practice the right, if my virtues are clear, this tree should go towards the right side, right direction, not to the left or the east. So like that you can determine and try it. Even try a plant, just a little plant. You will see within few days how much powerful the mind. So you have to direct your mind to that way, not the wrong way. So once the mind become stronger, your determination work. But why sometimes mostly this the determination doesn't work? Because mind is not strong, mind is weak. So how the mind can become weak? When the mind is not in the present moment, and sometimes and related with the greed, hatred, or the delusion, and that way. And if you have the lot of sanskara, that's mean lot of thoughts accumulated, memory accumulated from the past, and then it's not a strong, it's kind of like the same like computer memory. So if you have too many files, if the system becomes too slow, and then if you clean out, and if you keep very few files, that whatever necessary for you, and if you take out all the big files and unnecessary files, your system become faster. So the mind also have same kind of pattern. So then yourself remember to keep the clarity. With that clarity, determine yourself early in the morning, and whenever you have any difficulties, any hard time, and remember you can come out of it. You can fix this all, and don't depend from anybody, and keep that clarity inside you, because other people also nice, good, but they are in a different understanding. And maybe because of that difference, and you don't understand it, it's go two different ways, and then finally you end up with unhappiness. So there are some traditions, there are some families, and children, they used to raise, and when at home, the parents used to give cloth for children, and parents select the what you should wear today. So parents select it and put it in on your bed or somewhere and keep it, and this is what you have to wear today. So they do it with the love, compassion, and the child also use it that way. Now the child understanding, oh, my parents love me, and that's why they select what should I wear today. And so then you know it as an expression of love. And maybe you get married with somebody who like to select himself or herself his garment. So then you have to go somewhere. And now you expressing your love in different way. How you express your love? Because you select whatever the good things for that person and you try to expect that person to wear it. But that person doesn't care about what you like. He has it, or she has his, her own way, and she need the freedom to wear what she like or he like. Now what will happen? Who is wrong? No one wrong. So that's why other side of the life or the people we don't see, we don't know. So don't depend from others. It is very necessary, it is very important. And another reason, recently, I saw on news regarding a divorce case. One American person, an Italian woman. So they had a 2-year marriage and they went to divorce. And then somehow they get into a mediator and then they had a discussion. From where this begins, he told about all the bad things about the wife, and he was so mad about her and the very thing. So somehow this mediator start to ask from where this begin. In the beginning they were married and they were so happy, and then somehow this mediator get into this husband mind and ask from where the very beginning place, where what happened. Then he told, one day in the breakfast time, marriage, and after like a few days, and they went to Italy. They married in America. This is a true story. They married in America and then they went to vacation for Italy. And once they went to Italy, so when they having the breakfast, he saw that his wife cutting the bread and giving the end part of the bread to him. And he thought it is insulting him. And he thought should not happen like this way. Why? Because in his culture in America, he throw the end part. He don't eat the end part of the bread. But in Sri Lanka, in our countries, we are sometimes waiting to get that end part of the bread. But some people don't like it. And I have seen it. And they hate it. They always need the middle part. They think it is a good. But we sometimes we like that crunchy, the burn part of the bread. So this guy thought it's insulting him. That's the first day. After they married and within a few days. So it was deeply hit into him. One incident, one thought, he got unhappy. He disappointed, especially thinking. And she took him to her country, and there now she's the boss, and now she treat him the way she want and she insulting him. So it was inside him, one thought. And then what happening? The entire life start with the one thought. That is why when we die, we end with the one thought. And when we start our life in the mother's womb, we start with one thought. So remember, this whole life can change by one thought. So then from that day, then now he having the unhappy mind, then all the memory he accumulated with the one unhappy mind. This everything went wrong after 2 years. It was like a huge garbage mountain collected, 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 collected. Even the nice things, collect that when it in the garbage, it go with it. So then the wife heard that and she started to cry. And then she explained, in her country, in her families, the end part of the bread is the most important part. So she married and this new husband, and she wanna respect him. And when she having the breakfast, cutting the bread, she was thinking to give the best portion of the bread to her husband. But look what happened. Who is wrong? Nothing wrong, but the communication went wrong. Why this even though it had the good intention, why this went wrong? Because we have expectations to depend from others' behavior or the activities or we want to be nice when other people become nice. Sometimes people say, I'm not nice to him or her. Then we ask why? No, because they're not nice to me. And how about if the same protocol follow that side also? If they think the same, what will happen? So that's why remember yourself. Forget about others. Don't count on others. Don't count on even your own children, your own parents, your own husband, wife, children, or friends and family members. Don't count on that. Don't depend on according to their behavior. And start to look inside you. So yourself, and even don't have hopes, don't have wishes, don't have dreams. It will never going to work. Dream is a dream. Hope is every day it's going to become a hope. But only one key going to work to enter the door. What is that key? Determination. With the clear mind, if you determined, that is the day you recognizing who you are and how powerful you are. And that is the day you recognize this world is with you. That is the day you're going to recognize you are the masterpiece of this universe. And even if you believe that whatever the believing, that is the day you're going to recognize that all the power inherent inside you. Where? With the clear mind. But remember one thought, if you misunderstand, that everything can go wrong. So that's why the clarity, moment by moment, newness you have to keep. Oh, yesterday it was good. That doesn't mean today you cannot count that. So in this very moment, remain. And then in the very next moment, keep again it. In that very next moment, keep again it. So like that every day, every moment, because there is no solid consciousness. The consciousness, awareness, mind always change. Life always change, always change. So then you always have to have newness, always have to have newness. You always have to refresh your mind. And with that clarity, so whatever the decision you take in deeper in your heart to make this yourself and the environment and other peoples and environment to keep it in a better shape, yourself you will see you can do it. That is why Buddha mentioned Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. There is nothing else go before your mind. Remember that. Always whatever happen, step back and look yourself and see what is the condition of inside you and change it and then determine and move forward. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.